With great power comes great responsibility. And along with that also, something that not many people will tell you, is an increased tendency to moan and to be incredibly lazy. On the YouTube front, we have a tendency to moan quite a lot about the fact that YouTube doesn't recognise smaller creators quite as much as we think it should. In order to tackle this, I'm joining my friend Lena Norms, who is similarly a small/medium-sized YouTuber like myself, to recommend a handful of outstanding creators who have under 10,000 subscribers and so are deemed actually small YouTubers. An honourable mention in this list that I'm not going to actually mention in the 10 creators I'm going to recommend to you today is John B here, who is an absolute sweetheart and a friend of mine and has started a project called Flushing the Tubes because, I mean, is that an innuendo? Innuendos are fun, and he has taken it upon himself to start promoting smaller YouTubers as well, himself only having a couple of thousand subscribers, and I love his content, and I think he's glorious, and you should go and support him. His channel is in the description. My criteria for this top 10 list, even though the order doesn't really mean anything at all, is basically the fact that I am completely jealous of the type of content that these creators make, and I want to make the kind of content that they create, and they need to have more people watching them and more people being inspired by the stuff that they are making. Because I'm inspired by the stuff that they are making. To varying degrees. After you watch this video, I encourage you to make your own, doing a similar thing. Promote the guys who aren't getting the hits. Okay? Good. First on my list is KhanStopMe. He's one of the creators who I think I'm okay in saying that he's kind of been inspired by the Casey Neistats and the Jack Howards and the Fumfaluis of this world, in that he makes beautiful pieces of film. His choice of music is always on point, and his camera technicality is great, and these are all things that I'm terrible at. As well as being talented, he's annoyingly young, and the video that I would urge you to go and watch of his is one where he gets his friends to justify the unjustifiable, and I tweeted at him and I'm like, can we get together and make this a series? So can we get together and make this a series? But it's hilarious where he gets friends to justify Donald Trump being president, or anarchy? Anarchy, that's the word I'm looking for. And it's just really funny, and he needs to be, you know, recognised for the gloriousness that is his content. Forgive me, Father, for in the past I have gamed. However, I don't have a games console anymore, so at the moment I live vicariously through other people playing games for me in the form of Let's Play videos. Even if you've never been even faintly interested in the concept of somebody commentating over themselves playing a game before, you need to watch Joseph Birdsong do Let's Plays, because he is fucking hilarious. His Let's Play channel is DK1 Games, and I can't tell you the amount of times I have binge watched absolutely everything he does. He's hilarious whenever he plays like fright games. He's been playing Soma recently. I can't wait for him to start working through that again. Him playing Alien Isolation as Eleanor Ripley is gold. It's so good. But the one video that I'm going to link to you in the description is him playing GTA 5 live online, and he goes in search of a boyfriend, and it's so funny. He's hilarious, and I love that channel, and I spend more time on that channel, I think, than any other channel on YouTube. Have I come across as really liking it yet? I really like Joe's content. Check him out. SuperSamStuff is a channel run by Sam, who is annoyingly young, annoyingly talented, makes annoyingly pretty things, is annoyingly intelligent and thoughtful about everything, and I want to be him really badly. What I love about Sam's content is how deep and thoughtful it is, and how incredibly well edited it is, and how pretty everything is, and I'm really jealous. But also probably the main thing that I love about watching his channel is seeing him kind of like grow up, go through school, move out, get to uni, move to the big smoke, and that sense of nostalgia that I'm getting when I watch it. As I'm now 26, I'm basically a granddad in YouTube years now. The video I'm going to recommend to you is one called Why is YouTube So White? Which, though isn't necessarily overly representative of the rest of his content, is one of the examples of him being incredibly profound and having something really unique and interesting to say about a very serious topic, but he makes it so watchable. Check out Sam. Chelsea, Ophelia Dagger, and Jimmy0010 are friends of mine, but neither of them are really small YouTubers. They do have a spin-off channel where the two of them film themselves hanging out and being the glorious creatures that they are. I love the both of them on a personal level so much, and the joy that they exude when they hang out is so powerful in these videos, and it's completely authentic to being in the same room as the two of them whenever the two of them have their banter and their ridiculous conversations, and they just consistently make me smile. And I love it whenever a video appears on there because it's always dry and sarcastic and, oh God, it's so hard to describe. But if you're a fan of wit and intelligence and sexiness, go and check out Chelsea and Jim's channel that they do together. It's really funny. I'm just gonna link to I'm gonna link to the video where they go to Brighton, because it was fucking hilarious. Check them out. I seem to be alternating on this list between people that I'm incredibly jealous of and people who I want to hang out with. And these, again, are a channel that I'm incredibly jealous of. Grist Larsen are a duo of a very talented filmmaker and a spoken word poet. And I love spoken word, and I love the artisticness of putting together basically a music video for a poem. And that's what these guys do. And whether it's just a piece to camera, and whether it's a big production piece where they have like prosthetics of people dressing up as human pigs, it's always a pleasure to see one of their videos appear in my sub box. And if you're interested in spoken word poetry, and if you're on YouTube, apparently it's quite the large medium at the moment, you should definitely check these guys out, because they take spoken word poetry and uploading it to YouTube to a completely new level. Like I said, it's like having a music video for a poem. So Grist Larsen, highly recommended from yours truly. Leslie is a charming and charismatic YouTuber on her own channel, which also has under 10k, but this isn't the channel that I'm talking about now. She has a project called what is it called? It's called One Time Stories, and I've appeared on it once? I think once, maybe twice. And it's basically a massive collaboration channel where contributors send in stories of themselves talking about a story for like 90 seconds, and then it's all kind of collated under a theme. It's basically a story circle on the internet, and it's glorious, and Leslie works so hard on curating the kind of stuff that's on that channel. And you should definitely go and check it out if you enjoy storytelling. I like it, and I'm on it. So you should go and see that video particularly, which will be linked in the description below. Do you like drag queens? I like drag queens. Novympia are British drag queens, and they're trashy as fuck, but also classy as fuck, and I love them. The reason that I got into them was because they made a video with my old friend Adam Spence where they made him up in drag, which obviously is not something that I'm gonna be able to do because, you know, I have this thing in the way now. I've watched them perform on stage, I've watched them pretend to be furniture, I've watched them, I now know how to like clean a wig, which is not something I particularly need to know, but I couldn't stop watching. The one video I'm gonna link to of theirs in the description below is a video called something along the lines of I'm addicted to pretending to be furniture. If that's not a hook. Some of my favourite channels are places where people genuinely dump their thoughts onto the internet. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean it's just kind of like an authentic, or what at least feels like an authentic depiction of a person through them talking to a camera. Malia is so transparent and candid in some of her videos, but also has the personality of like, I want to say wrecking ball. Like, she's so fucking funny and she's so witty, but also has the ability to like be really analytical about her life and gives advice on like dating and gives advice on dealing with like, you know, having breasts, which is not something I've ever had to deal with, funnily enough. When you check out Malia, expect a large variety in terms of like the type of content. Some of it is filmed on an iPhone, some of it is incredibly well produced and is travel vlogging at its finest. The video I'm going to link down below is her tutorial on how to make pumpkin pie. I watch it at least once every fortnight. I love her. It's great. I feel like most of these recommendations are just me gushing, to be completely honest. Some of you may have noticed that I quite like politics from the number of videos that I've made on the subject and the podcast that I create every week with my mate Jimmy that is on, you know, politics. What I'm going to recommend you now is a channel that, again, I'm jealous of. I wish that I could sit down and talk to every single politician under the sun, and this guy from ChatPolitics has done so. He's got interviews on there from Owen Jones, the journalist, from Nick Clegg, to Vince Cable, to Natalie Bennett, to Chuka Umunna, loads of really, like, UK political heavyweights, right? And really in-depth and interesting and unforgiving interviews. I would love to make content like this, and I get to live vicariously through this channel. I'm gonna link to you the interview with Owen Jones, where he gets compared to Katie Hopkins. If you're not British and you're not getting any of these, like, name drops, don't worry. The YouTube algorithm loves regular uploads. Unfortunately, people have lives. I have absolutely no idea how I came across this young lady, but she, again, just makes such, like, beautiful and thoughtful and clever content. And I wish that when I was her age, I had that level of maturity to be able to be like, yo, I'm gonna make some things. Because I was lazy as fuck back then. Christine uploads kind of like diary entry videos with clips from her life and her kind of being thoughtful about it afterwards, and she's great, and I wish I were her, and you all need to binge watch every single one of her videos now. I've been talking to this camera for a really long time, and the battery light is like flashing at me, so I want to know from you guys, who have I missed out? Who are your favourite, like, smaller creators? I want to expand my repertoire as well, and let me know what you think of all of the guys that I have downstairs in the description. Go check them out, for Christ's sake. Who cares if you don't like them or if you don't subscribe? Expand your horizons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you like, but in the meantime, just have a great day. I have been rhyming with oranges. Toodaloo.